Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the question and answer session for the Basic Certificate in Export Management program. So I'm going to be going through our presentation and curriculum this morning while we hope that others will join in as the meeting continues. It's already 5 minutes past 9, and we don't want to waste any time. So as we'll be going through with today's discussion, by the time we come to the end of the presentation, we'll be taking questions and answers. So meanwhile, in the meantime, if you have any message to pass across, you can put that in the chat section where if it's really urgent for me maybe to provide clarity in that. So welcome everyone to this morning session. So let us try as much as possible to mute our mics, to make sure our mics are muted so that we don't disturb other people listening in the conversation this morning. So once again, I welcome everyone of you. So an important announcement is that the program is going to start on the 28th of this month. So the first class or the first uh, uh, module for this program will take up on the 20th. It will take off on the 28th of December. That's a Saturday. So most likely you'll all be getting updates and email from our learning team. You'll be getting that in your email from our learning team that will be sending you emails ahead of every class. Ahead of every class, you'll be getting details of the module and what that module entails is going to be sent to you before we come into the class proper. So you can get all that ahead. So we'll be going through our curriculum this morning. So while you are also going through the program, you'll be receiving some emails or some updates from our success team, which contains our success advisor. So you'll be getting some request to maybe to know if you understand what is being taught, to get your views, feedback from the program. You know, the program it's supposed to have a time frame of 3 months. So within that 3 months, we want to know what the feedback is like for you, what you are learning, how you've been able to do your assignments, how you've been able to scale your business if possibly, or how you've been able to apply the things that you are learning into your day-to-day business. Okay, so our curriculum is designed by Oluboba Oriofe, and the development is made by Dr. A.O. Okumabua, who are academic advisors of the school. Okay, so the basic certificate in export management is a comprehensive entry-level training program intentionally crafted for individuals who are new to international trade but are eager to understand and participate meaningfully in the global export economy. So if you are just starting, because we get a lot of requests, have a lot of messages, and that's why we put together this Q&A session to answer some of these questions. So if you are just starting, you don't know anything in exporting and international trade, you don't have that knowledge at all, but this is something you want to do, maybe starting 2026. You are looking at how to hit the ground running with the program. So this is one aspect that is really going to help you to know that. So this program is for novice. It's going to start from the introduction to international trade. What is exporting? So it's just like you want to learn ABC. So that's how this program works. So, and that's why we also introduced it to all the members of LECOM. That okay, if you want to start learning exporting, because one of the reasons why we are doing this for LECOM members is that so that we can onboard everyone and all of us can be on the same page, on the same knowledge level when we are discussing exporting and international trade. Okay, so that everyone will know that, oh, you already have that knowledge. You have the basic knowledge to understand or to work or to do business in international trade or in exporting, so that if you have an export contract, for instance, you don't need too much explanation. So all you just need is maybe some guide, but it won't be like, oh, you don't even know anything at all in the business. So if you can hear me, please just let me know, maybe by reacting, or you can put it in the chat that you can hear me loud and clear. Can you all hear me loud and clear before we move on?
Okay, kí ni iṣẹ́ tí máa dó ń gbà yìí sìn kí n má bo oúnjẹ fáwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀.
Okay. Thank you. We'll work on that. Okay, so who are our target audience for this program? Aspiring exporters, you are just coming into the business, or maybe you don't even know anything about it. So this is a program that you should sign up for. It takes you from that beginner level to a place where you can look into an export contract and you can analyze it. So that's one of the things. So because in the course of this program, we'll be sending you some contracts that we've worked on previously, maybe some years before. We'll be sending you some resource, some materials, some things that you'll be looking through to help you in what is to come, so that by the time you are getting your own, by the time you are discussing with maybe a prospective importer or buyer, you will be able to understand how to negotiate with them, how to talk with them proper, and all that. So we also have for entrepreneurs, entry-level staffs. This program is also a program that when you have your certificate, you can use as an employee or as a staff. You can use that to work in your company. For instance, if you are working in a company that has to do with exporting, that has to do with international trade or logistics, or that has to do with logistics, freight forwarding. So it also helps you in getting ahead in the industry. Okay, and there are some young professionals also. Maybe they are not farmers, they are not exporters per se, but they are looking at how they can explore a career or start a career in exporting and trade. This program also gives them room to do that. It also gives them the knowledge for them to learn about exporting and how to start. So it's not just really about learning alone, because when you learn, you have to be able to apply what you've learned. So a lot of people just learn this thing, but they are not able to apply it. So we want our participants, we want the students, the members to be people that they are agile, they want to actually do the business. So because of the length of time that we've put into this program, before we finish, you can register your business. If you haven't done that, you can get your export registration certificate if you haven't done that with the NEPC. So whatever documentation that you have to do for your company, for your business, you can do that within these 3 months. So by the time you are done with the program, you are sure, that, oh, you are out there to actually do business. Okay, you are out there to actually get clients, get buyers, interact with them, negotiate with them, and get something useful out of the knowledge that you've learned here. So what the programs offer are one, a solid foundation in export business practices, a solid foundation. So the program is going to be, teaching you how to contribute to the Nigerian economy, to introduce you to basic concepts, the flow of international trade, what are the things to do, what are the things to look out for. Okay, will also discuss about how to get buyers, how to source for buyers, how to manage and retain your buyers. So some students who have gone through the program, sometimes by the time they put together all their documents, their legal certificates and all that, some go ahead, create a website for their companies where they put the commodities they want to export and all that. Some open accounts on other maybe B2B platforms, to market and advertise their commodities. Some create or open their own social media platforms or accounts where they can do that, so that they can be in the face of prospective buyers that will buy from them. So before the program ends, you've gotten a foundation, in how to build, how to scale your export business. So the focus is not just on theory, but practical trade readiness. Okay, on practical trade readiness. So as at now, because when we start the first week, when we start the program, every participant will be advised to take a test. So we have a platform, we have an application where you take your readiness test and you download a comprehensive report from me. So the readiness test is taken before the program and after the program ends. So after the program ends, you are still going to take it again. So you see the difference. So because this is a practical program, so you see the difference, you see where you are at the start of the program and your score by the end of the program. So you can use that to also see that, oh, you've moved from one point to another. Okay, so number two is that it gives exposure to core export operations. Exposure to core export operations because we'll dive into documentation. We'll dive into documentation. We'll dive into shipping and logistics, payments and finance. So in documentation, we'll look at everything that you need, for your shipments to be successful, for the buyer over there to be able to get whatever you are sending to him or to her, and to be able to excuse me, and to be able to clear such goods successfully without having issues, without having any problems. And also how you yourself from Nigeria, you are going to ship or export some certain goods, and you'll be able to do that successfully without facing any rejection, without facing any issues. So documentation is part of what makes your shipment really seamless. So we'll also talk about shipping and logistics and payment and finance, most especially how to raise a letter of credit, how to raise money, get financing for letters of credit, how to make sure that you get paid after you export to other countries. How do you make sure that your money comes back in? That's very essential to the to scaling in this business. So number three is orientation to Nigeria's export ecosystem. So we have different organizations, we have different certification body, quality analysis, qualitative analysis organizations in Nigeria that will help in the structure, okay, and that will help to to make the buyer over there believe or trust in the products that you are sending to them. Okay, so that's where the roles of organizations like the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, NAFDAC, SON, customs, and other bodies, that's where it comes in, because they are regulators within the industry. So you learn how to register your businesses with these organizations also in the program, and how to register your business for export and comply with Nigerian standards, comply with international standards, and we'll be breaking down these standards by the kind of countries or the kind of destinations that we'll be looking into. So we'll also talk about export incentives, grant subsidies, the kind of subsidies that the federal government or the Central Bank of Nigeria have put in place. We'll be talking about all that during the program. Okay, so number 4 is grounding in trade principles and global access. So beyond local compliance, the program is also going to introduce you to international trade theories, models. We'll be talking about global economic systems, like most especially the AFTA, that the African Continental Free Trade Agreement that allows intra-African trade. We'll be looking into that also, and we'll be talking about digital trade, because currently you can't really do much without digital trade, making sure that you are tech enabled for your business right now. So by the end of this program, participants, everyone will be able to, should have confidence and clarity to begin an export journey, should possess a working knowledge of end-to-end export processes, should be able to develop a simple export plan and start product positioning for foreign markets. So whether the product we are talking about is being produced by you or by your company, or the product is you bought it at the market and it's semi-processed by you, or maybe you just added some little values around it, or maybe you did not even add any value to it at all. You just want to export it like the way you bought it. So that's also something that you can position for foreign markets, and we'll teach and we'll discuss about that in the program also. You should be ready to move on to more advanced trade certifications or membership programs. Membership programs like maybe on some B2B platforms, some business to business platforms that allows you get access, to very good buyers or to suppliers. Okay, so these B2B platforms, most of the time they have their own membership program. So when you are like in that membership programs, they will just be sending you they'll be sending your contacts and your products to prospective buyers. So you can have in one day you can have access to like 5 buyers that are ready to do business with you every day, so that at any point in time you won't be out of people that want to trade with you. They will always be there to work with you. So this program is just like a launch pad for anybody to launch into the export business. So I'll jump right into the program structure. Yes. So the structure and the modules. So we'll just cover this once we are done with the modules, and we have that, then we can go into whatever question anyone has for the program. So the basic certificates in export management is structured into 8 modules. It's delivered over 4 to 6 weeks, but the maximum that you can have this program is 3 months, because sometimes member participants can be busy, they can be working, they might not have time to make the program or come to class back to back every week. So, but the maximum you can have this training is 3 months. But for this program, because it's a special one, that is dedicated to members of the LECOM cooperative, we are going to be extending it. It's going to be 3 months. It's going to be 3 months. So our first module is Introduction to Export Business. Introduction to Export Business. The topics we are going to be covering is definition and scope of exports. We'll talk about the benefits of exporting for individuals and the economy. Types of exports, merchandise, service, re-exports, how to, organize your business in this area. Let's say you are already a producer or a processor or not, but it still doesn't matter if you are not. So you can just be a merchant and it will still work well for you. So we'll also be looking at overview of the global trade ecosystem, everything that is involved, key actors in exports, the exporters, the importers, freight forwarders, other government agencies that help in structuring the industry. Then in our module 2, we'll talk about fundamentals of international trade. We'll look into basic principles of international trade, comparative and absolute advantage, trade flows and globalization, overview of trade agreements and regional blocks like the ECOWAS and the AFTA, and trends shaping global trade. Then module 3, we'll look at Nigerian export environment and regulatory bodies. So what's the role of the NEPC? Regulatory agencies that are within the industry. Sometimes you can also get a message from some people who will ask you or who will tell you that, we need so commodities, but we want it to come with a certain kind of certification or a certain kind of document that shows that maybe you produced the product right, or there was no criminal activity during the period that you got that commodity you want to export. So all those kind of things, we'll discuss it. Export licensing, registration procedures, incentives and support schemes in Nigeria also, and common compliance issues and how to navigate them. So we'll talk about the compliance issues in Nigeria and also abroad and how to navigate those. Then module 4 is export documentation basics, where we'll cover important export documentation in international trade. We'll also talk about different types of documentation that we have out there. Simple document walkthrough, samples of those documents, which will be sent to everyone, and everyone is going to look through. Also, this particular curriculum is still going to be sent to every student also. Then document preparation best practices. We'll also talk about that, because by the time you get to the end of the program, you have to be able to just make this document yourself if need be. Okay, so they are actually simple to make, especially the ones that you will have to do yourself, while the others you get them from different offices. So module 5 will look at payment methods in export, overview of international payment terms, methods of payment that we have, and the risks that are attached, okay, to these methods of payment. So because of the risk, we'll be looking at the one that are good and the one that might not be good for a Nigerian exporter. Then we'll talk about risk exposure and risk mitigation techniques, role of banks and financial intermediaries. Then module 6, we'll look at introduction to export marketing. We'll talk about understanding foreign markets, conducting basic market research, identifying target markets and buyers, digital marketing tools for export visibility branding for export products. So when it comes to buyer sourcing, is really a huge issue. So we'll talk about that aspect of of export marketing, how to target your customers, your buyers, what to do, the platforms to use, and how to what you have to do every day, because this is also like a full-time job. Even if you are doing your 9 to 5, there are still some things that you just have to spend some time on every day while you are still looking uh for buyers, still looking to get a constant export contract that you'll be working on. Because sometimes once you have one client or one buyer, is you might not even be able to to fill in the what that one buyer is requesting for. So module 7 will also be discussing introduction to Incoterms. Introduction to Incoterms. So what are Incoterms and why they matter? Common Incoterms that we are going to explain: FOB, CIF, XWorks, document, paid, but we'll look at all the Incoterms. In the class, we will talk about all the Incoterms, though we will now focus on the most common ones that you are going to be using whenever you have to export or you have to trade. So cost and risk implications of these Incoterms for buyers and for sellers, we'll look at it. So you look at it as an importer, we'll also look at it as an exporter. So when you are negotiating with an importer, you will be able to balance both sides. You will know what the importer is also thinking about and how to gain good ground in your negotiation. So choosing the right Incoterm, the Incoterm you see on your export contract, and you say, no, I can't work with this, So by the time we break down these Incoterms, you understand it well. So we'll also talk about case scenarios and Incoterms negotiation tips. Okay, so how to negotiate around, how to negotiate through, because sometimes you have an Indian buyer, you have someone from Vietnam, you have someone from China or from other countries, and they are trying to negotiate with you. So some might be telling you that, oh, we want DDP, we want CIF, we want this. So, but for that particular commodity, it might be that FOB is the best for you. So how do you go around it? How do you negotiate through and all that? We are going to discuss it. Then the last module, which is module 8, assessment and case study. We'll have some activities. So every student will be having a project, a case study presentation, where you have to present your export plan. So whether you are actually producing or you're a processor, or your strategy is just to get raw commodities for export. So you come up with a simplified plan for that. You have a case study presentation. We'll have peer reviews and instructor feedback before we now wrap up the program finally. This program also comes with a certificate for students at the end of the day, but that's not really the thing, because what we want to see is
What?
Students being able to apply what they've learned into the real world business out there. Though we are going to have these 8 modules, so we might have some bonuses. So there could be 1 or 2 bonus classes within this 3 months period, that will cover some crucial aspects of buyer sourcing, buyer engagement, buyer communication, recruitment, and retainment. So these are things that we are going to be talking about, because when it comes to exporting is hard work. Okay, and it's a business that takes time. Also, it's a business you want to put in a lot of effort into, because it pays off. Once you get one contract, it can last you a long time, a very, very long time. So from this point now, I think we can start to take questions and answers. So if you have any questions, I guess we can take question and answers also currently. So like I said that this uh, presentation, we are going to send it to all the students. They will get it then. I think the recording for this presentation also, if you still have maybe anything you want to look at maybe later in the day, it still is going to be available for everyone to access also. So let's take questions if anyone has any question at all. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? We can take questions now. So if you have any question concerning the program, concerning the membership, I think you can maybe just unmute yourself and ask, or you can raise your hand, I ask the question so that we can provide clarification to anything that maybe you don't understand concerning the program. Yes, Mr. Akim Lawal,
Good
are you
morning.
asking a question?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
I think Mr. Oludari is also unmuted. Are you asking a question?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Mr. Akim Lawal, are you talking? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.